Hey everyone, welcome back to part 3 of Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. It's a very weird name, I can't get used to it. It's a very random name. It's a very cool name. It's also a very odd name, like I wonder where they came up with it, says the person called Oddly. I'm excited to jump into this because in the last episode we had our first trial day and it got put off until another day. We have another investigation day basically, and then there'll be the next day of trial, like trial day 2. So we've got some more investigation to do right now to try and defend our client because we don't believe she killed her daddy. I mean, we know who it was. We know who it was. And we're hopefully going to be taking him down this episode. So let's get into it, y'all. Here we go. Load. Did I just say something about might lose progress from the dead body? Lose progress from loading. You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. How convenient. With that circle, you could magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. Isn't that nice? Don't we all wish we had one of those? It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Let me just adjust the in-game view. Okay. I had issues last time, so I'm just trying to avoid that from happening again. I'm not sure how you say it. Oh, it's you. What are you doing here? Commander Wyatt takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. It looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do. I don't know what that was. Hell yeah. Whatever. Just remember I got my eye on you, kid. Ooh. Oh my god, this is very Ace Attorney as well with the examine talk move. It's weird because if you press down with the left analog stick, you can save. And R2 is, like the right trigger is actually to interact with things. And you move the right analog stick to actually move around the screen. What has it got anything else? I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case. Ha! As if I'd help the likes of you. I saw who your boss is, and I know what you're up to. That witch probably sent you here to con me. Excuse me, what are you saying about my Ruby? What? I'm just looking for some information. A likely story. He was cooperative before when he let you see Celeste. Is it now that he knows that Ruby's my mentor, so him and Ruby must have some beef that we don't know about? Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he angry that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you'll need to persuade him through an argument. Oh, here we go, our second argument. It helps to prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to Orym or present items to him to build a psychological profile. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you'll receive more information during any arguments against him. Okay, right, what do we want to do? I could present stuff to him, see what he has to say. We can just give him whatever, right? I've never seen a spell compendium before. I'm still not exactly sure how they work. Well, spell compendiums are magical devices that display exactly which spells a mage can cast. You can probably guess, but the Inquisition uses these things all the time. He is never 64. I've just spotted his age. He is never 64. Having that information is definitely a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. Okay, anything else? Picture of Flintheart McCoy, what can you say about that? What do you think about this? I don't know what you're expecting me to say. That's what happens in Phoenix Wright as well. You're like, what do you think about this? And they're like, yeah, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't want to look at that. What are you doing? That mage's sword really is strange. It's almost a shame we had to confiscate it. Is it really that abnormal? Definitely not like any sword I've seen. I wonder if it was forged in the Eastern Kingdoms. Oh, wait. So her birth parents must have been mages, or one of them or something. Because Celeste is actually a mage. we found out in the last episode. The autopsy report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in others. I love the music. It's so like detective-y. I mean, that's literally the point, but like, you know what I mean. Why is that? I'm not sure about the details, but the autopsy is performed by a mage who studies divination. Their magic gives us details about how someone dies, but there's always a few blind spots. Blind spots? Like what? Well, for one thing, if someone mucks around with the body after death, the report becomes muddled. Divination magic can tell what happened, but not in what order and not at what times. Yes, because we know that the sword was put there after he was killed. But someone definitely stabbed Flintheart's body with Celeste's sword. If what he's saying's true, it'll be that much harder to figure out what kind of weapon originally killed him. And then my attorney badge. I don't think he's going to want to see that. Can I present her spells? Yeah. Can you tell me about Mage Blade? No! No? I think that's it. I mean, I can show the profiles to him. I never expected a girl like that to be a mercenary, but I would have also never expected her to be a murderer either. She's not a murderer, and I'll prove it at the trial tomorrow. Yeah, whatever you say, kid. Just because you're so much older than me, like, so much older. Let's just try and present all of the profiles. So he's got beef with Ruby. I want to know what this is. I have to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Tamora? Ha! Miss Tamora. What are you, a lackey or something? No, actually, she's my guardian. Oh. She's my mentor. I didn't know she was my guardian. What? That's a whole nother step. I didn't know she had a... Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two, but no good will ever come from associating with her. This is about the rumours, isn't it? Through the years, there have been several insidious rumours surrounding Miss Tamora. Aw, dang, so we already know what some of the rumours are? So some of them are true? So she's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manner of illegal activities. There's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help get angry on her behalf. It's more than just rumours. I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid. What the hell, dude? No. Leave her alone. Sorry, something wasn't recording. I just had to quickly check it out. Oh, now the game won't let me do my thing. She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She's not evil. She's a hero. Yeah, whatever. Oh, here we go. What else? Can we examine things? Because have I got anything else to present? I think I've showed these three, right? Now it's me. I never knew Tamora had a kid. Why have I never seen you before? I tend to stay inside a lot. Wait. Is she just my mentor? Or like... Is she really my guardian? My stepmother? As a child, he couldn't control the Eye of Horus that well. Hearing the myriad of thoughts from a large crowd tended to be overwhelming for you. So we had to stay inside all the time. Oh, that must have sucked. I've only ever seen her as a ruthless lawyer. It's hard to imagine a woman like that taking care of a kid. Well, she was just as ruthless as a guardian. Okay, yeah, I don't think I'd wanna have her as my guardian. Not as my guardian. Too scary. As a friend, sure. But no. Show him himself. Show him a mirror. I heard that was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. Pain in my ass is what she is, same. That damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. I honestly have no idea what she's doing in this line of work. She's a mage from a noble house, isn't she? Look at us two bonding over our mutual hatred. She must be a pretty powerful mage. Ha! Powerful is an understatement. Any one of the Steelwinds could turn this entire town into a glass crater. What? There's no way that's true, right? They're that powerful? I've showed him everything. So it must be... Oh, here we go. Oh, I can do the argument. Okay. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition do exactly? Trying to pick a fight with me? No, I'm just genuinely curious. Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic. Do crimes like this happen often? Nah, maybe once in a blue moon. Oh, I forgot something. Give me 2 seconds. And I will carry on. Same thing that I said the other day about a family member being in the hospital. There's something I haven't done. It makes sense. Most mages are in the nobility after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. You must have an easy job then. Huh, got that right. The only reason we exist is to clean up the nobility's messes. He doesn't seem that happy about that. I wonder why. Mages. God, this is so Ace Attorney. I love it. I want to play Ace Attorney again. I can see a smashed bottle back there, so I'm going to have to examine it in a little bit. Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages? You're damn right I do. Wow, he didn't even try to deny it. And if you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense, and then you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. And don't get me started on Mage Blight. What the heck is Mage Blight? If some noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. Oh no, is Celeste gonna do this at some point? I don't know if this is going too far. But why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that, that my job is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug? Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate. Nope. You have the right of it. Anytime a noble is involved in a case, I'm ordered to look the other way. You don't seem very happy to do that. Why would you stay in this line of work? Because every once in a while I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. We can't go after the nobles, but any other mage is fair game. Or at least they were before your boss showed up. Ah, yeah, we know he has something against Mr. Tamora now, we just don't. It's all just a bunch of baseless rumors at the moment, alright? But I feel like one of them's gonna be true and it's gonna like blow up at some point in this game. Here we go. His psychological profile is complete. So now we can argue with him. So I'm just gonna save before I mess this all up. Talk. Oh, Ruby Tamora. I have to ask, did something happen? Oh, it's that again. Yeah. Skip. And now we're ready. Okay, we're ready for the argument. Commander White seems unusually hostile towards you. And you have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him today. If you can clear up this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Start an argument. That's what you do when you want someone's help. Start an argument. Yes. My eyes are so creepy. It's like the Horus eye thing. Alright, I'm just going to come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Commander White? You should know exactly what my problem is with you. I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you? Ruby Tamora is a crooked lawyer. Or does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to elocute to convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. When prompted for an elocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. So defend, deflect, or analyze. You have no right to throw baseless accusations against me or Miss Tamora. Regardless of what Miss Tamora has done, I am the one heading this case. It doesn't matter how you feel about me or Miss Tamora. What matters is that my client deserves a fair trial with fair representation. Ooh, what are we gonna do? I think deflect or rationalize seem like the right ideas. Deflect. Was that right or wrong? Regardless of what Miss Tamura has done, I'm the one heading this case. Whatever problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me. That still doesn't change the fact that you work for her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Sorry, it didn't mean to swear. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. You're just another crook. I'll bet you're all just the same. A successor for the devil of defense attorneys. Uh-huh. That's exactly it, yeah. Because one of us is a certain way, that means all of the rest of us are too. I'm not Ruby Tamura. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. Me being her successor has nothing to do with it. Forgery, bribery, blackmail. Have you seen me do any of those things? Because all I've done so far is point out the mistakes that you've made. Oh, I like that. Defense. I really wanted to say rationalize. I'm not Ruby Tamura. It doesn't matter if the rumours are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case. Look, kid, I'd like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen her do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. You have no reason to distrust me. Anyone taught by that woman can't be anything more than a crook. You have no proof that she's a crook, and you sure don't have any proof that I'm one either. Nothing that I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behaviour? Deflect? Right now, I'm just a defense attorney that's asking you for information. Nothing I've done has given you any reason to suspect me. Argument 1! Yeah! Heck yeah, you just want some info, right? Yep, that's all I'm asking for. Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this. Yes, you've successfully persuaded Orym. Let me just get my drink. Oh, same issue as before with the sore throat that I've been having for a while. Oh my god. It's like coming back in full force. Because I keep playing games or I have to talk loads. Like a visual novel where I literally have to speak all of the time. Okay, cool. I'm gonna quickly save again. Before I do anything to mess that up. Oh, I wanna know about Arya. I heard that this was Prosecutor Stillman's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true. Oh, a pain in my ass is what she is. We already know this. We already got that out of him. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation. Shut it with that. I already got an earful from Steelwind about that mess. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taken over the entire investigation. Wait, does she have the authority to do that? Normally she wouldn't, but I know better than to go against orders from a noble. Right, there's definitely a strange power dynamic between them. But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. She even had my men draw up a scaled map of the crime scene. Wait, really? Do you have a copy? Sure, knock yourself out. Don't know how much good it'll do you. Yay! Geometrically scaled map of the crime scene. Heck yeah, God, it feels like something's crawling along my feet. Murder weapon. Please say there isn't. This probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that that sword is the murder weapon. Right, I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there. Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene? If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't. That would be a little too convenient, wouldn't it? But let's say that the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with it. Do you think they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern? Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well. Or they hid it in plain sight. Oh, what was it? I'm not really fully understand what it was. Was it... I know he was holding a glass at the time and the glass kind of exploded. But I don't think it was the glass that killed him. I guess that's that for that now. Let's have a look around. There's a chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. Probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches the picture that the Inquisition took. Nothing seems out of place here. There's a broken... thank you, I've been wanting to click on the broken bottle all day. It's shattered close to the chalk outline of the body. That must be what he was holding. The label has the words lotus juice on it. Never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign. Shattered bottle of lotus juice. Okay, how is this going to be relevant, I wonder? It's a painting of a mage. Oh, this is the one that I said was very Genshin Impact last episode. And there's some text on it. Samala Deline, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts, mysteriously disappeared one day. Did he get sucked into that void? It's rumoured he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and he quickly lost control of its magic. His body was never found. Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident. But if that's true, where did he end up? Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic. That might explain why Flintheart keeps it in his tavern. Yeah, and that was really going to deter his daughter. So he knew, right, that she was a mage. There's a modern-looking lamp. It was a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this. Ha! Artificery is just another form of magic. Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines. Ley lines! Genshin! I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid. Anyways, look where artificery got these folks. The arcane power cell broke, and they haven't had any power for weeks. Yep, nothing can beat good old oil and flame. Look at that smile. I'm screenshotting. That face. The McCoy Inn is outfitted with several lamps. However, it's been broken for several weeks and the lamps can't turn on. Ah, who's this one? That's terrifying. It's a painting of a man in a suit. He looks like a ringleader at a circus. Give me a sec. Yeah, I don't think it's my family because my dog would have barked his head off, but there was some sort of I don't know. There's some text on it. Adam Everly, politician of the pedantic. Okay. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. I heard he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they've got going there. An election? Was Flintheart studying democracies for his little revolution? What else have we got? Oh. Here we go. Oh, tables. The Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right here. I wonder why they're not using those instead. Oh, we've looked at everything. Can we leave the area? I've done everything. Oh, you think you found everything you can here? But what does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found, and there's no obvious evidence of another person at the scene. Hey, you okay? You got quiet all of a sudden. Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything else disappear from the world. Hey, you listening? So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer. There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. What? Oh, what can we tell about how Flintheart died? Ooh, it's getting spoopy. There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. Good point. I am going to be really rubbish at this game. Like, there's going to be things that they're going to talk about, and I'm going to be like, oh, I never noticed that. Oh, that was the answer. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? Oh, God. What can we tell about how he died? The killer? Flintheart? Celeste? So the killer, Flintheart, Celeste. The killer didn't move, attacked Flintheart, framed Celeste. Flintheart didn't move before the murder. I don't know. Flintheart attacked Flintheart. Flintheart framed Celeste. It's gotta be, I don't know. Flintheart didn't move. No, there was no blood where his body is. The lack of a blood trail tells us something important. Yeah, so he didn't move. During? Ah, Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all. Yeah, I guess you're right. There's also the autopsy report which says he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened at the exact position he fell over. Crime scene map. Did you hear that noise? Anyone else hear that? A geometrically scaled map of the crime scene. Flintheart died at the location of the V marker. This is also the location where the murder must have occurred. There's also the shattered bottle of lotus juice. How did the bottle shatter? I doubt it means anything, but it's shattered right next to the body. So, Flintheart dropped the bottle before the attack? I think he did, didn't he? Or even... yeah. No. Must have been holding it at some point during then. God's sake. I thought during would be too obvious again. Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked. He did have a bottle. So he was holding it as he died. What's so strange about one bottle though? It may seem like an insignificant detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder. Right. There's also the fact that the artificial lights were out. Were these candles here when you arrived at the scene, Oren? No, we had to light some so that we could see the scene properly. We thought it was weird too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness. What can we infer about the state of the crime scene? Oh god, I'm wrapped in cables. Jesus, I think I just almost pulled my 800-pound camera over. Oh my god. Okay, don't move. Please. Please don't move. Please don't do that again. That was horrifying. Right, so they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights. During the murder. The town had no lighting. The town had no lighting during the murder. Not had no witnesses. Had no lighting. No. These candles were lit by the Inquisition after they came to investigate the murder. And the dining room lights have had no energy for the last week. Yeah. So that's what I meant. Like I thought the town had no lighting. Oh, sorry. Before the murder. Is it before the murder now? So now I actually need before. I'm saying during. Is it before? No. The town had no... These candles were lit by the Inquisition after they came to investigate the murder. And the dining room lights have had no energy for the last week. Okay. Seems strange, but this can only mean one thing about the room's lighting. The crime scene had no lighting? During? Is it during again? Yes, God's sake. The crime scene had no lighting during. I told you I'd be crap at this. I want to be able to be like, objection. And like, really, you know, think smartically, but I can't. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. Okay. Lights were not operational during the murder. The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and was probably in too much shock to run away. Also the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself. Or maybe it was a visitor. I never want to forget that face. Screenshot. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart. Kid? Or the assailant attacked him from his blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned though? Was he distracted by something? Kid! What? What was that all about? Sorry, sometimes I get lost in my own thoughts. Yeah, well, cut it out. You're freaking me out. Right. Bless him. Bless his little cotton socks. That's the way he works. Leave him alone. Anyways, I think you found everything you can there. You should move somewhere else. Ah, that's what move is. Okay, McCoy Tavern. Upstairs. Let's go here. Have a little look-see. If people keep seeing you're here, they're going to start asking questions. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over. While heading upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of an argument. Enough! Oh! How is he involved? Is he like her brother or something? Because she's a noble, right? I will do as I see fit. You may be a still win, but this is my land. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're that defense attorney from the trial. I am. I'm sorry, but who... how rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land. Love how he goes, Lord Garrick Pierce, just so you know. I hate people. I'm a lady. I'm a lord. Oh, another one of these. We don't need one for him. We're good. As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial. How did he not get any blood or anything on him? He was wearing those clothes. As misguided as it may be, oh look at the face. I'm sorry, I have to say that. It's so memeable. I suppose you also think my client is guilty? It doesn't matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility and the nobility alone. A symbol of the aristocracy and our divine right to rule. And now that child has tainted that symbol in the public eye. All of that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all of this. Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption. Maybe they should. Maybe they damn should, because it clearly is. So you're saying she should be found guilty even if she's innocent? What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? All the public will see is a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone will be enough to cause public outrage. This kind of stuff happens in real life. It's sickening. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as is. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom? I hate him! I hate him! That's enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it. What? The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion. Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father? It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals, just as I will fight for mine. It's hard to get a read on that woman. There she goes. There she goes again. Was this my room? Several doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Miss Tamora used, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. Okay, so is there nothing else to look at? Oh, there are some candles lighting up the hallway. Some candles. They look like they used to be part of the old architecture. Okay, whose is this room? There's a door at the end of the hallway. It looks like it's seen some use recently. You try to open it, but it seems to be locked. God damn! They're always locked, the useful doors. Perhaps someone might have a key. I think that's it for here. Let's go back downstairs. He doesn't have a key, right? Well, I can't present anything to him. Oh, what do you know about them? Oh, never mind. Nothing. Who would have a key? Maybe we're not supposed to get it yet. The Inquisition barracks. Let's go speak to Celeste. Maybe Celeste has a key. You return to the cell that Celeste is being kept in. Let me just quickly save again. Cheeky save. You return to the cell Celeste's being kept in. Oh, babies. The ambient despair in the air fills your mind like a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the other prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people. As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in a corner. You just have this again, my god. If you don't have a drink, feel free to go get yourself a drink. I demand you pause the video, go get one and come back. Make sure you're taking care of yourselves. As you arrive, you see her huddled in a corner. As soon as she sees you, her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment. Oh, hi Mr. Cuthbert. There's no need to address me so formally, just call me Tyrion. Okay. Anyways, I came here to ask you some questions about the case. Right. Well, yeah, this is kind of what it's going to be about, love. I'm sorry. Was it this? I didn't expect to find... I don't know how to say it. I know I've been butchering it up to this point. Artificery? In a village like yours? Yeah, I bought it for my family to make their lives easier. But I think it just makes things more complicated. Yeah, without an arcane power cell, those lights aren't very useful. Hi, leave her alone. You probably shouldn't show this to her. She'd already been through enough. Ah, damn it. I was going to say, is she really going to want to see this? I probably shouldn't show her the autopsy either, but... You know, we will. Can you tell me more about this? Oh, I don't really know what to say about that. Sorry. Okay. The map, the compendium... Mage Blade. It's a spell that magically sharpens my sword so it can cut through plate armor. When would you even need to use a spell like that? Oh, I asked her that already the other day. Oh, probably shouldn't show her that. Yeah, the crime scene photo. What about the sword? Do you like it? It's a souvenir I got while I was traveling the Eastern Kingdoms. I think I already said this earlier to her. Oh, no. She went illegally somewhere? Oh, look at the cute little face! Screenshots. What was it? Let's have a look. Pretty strange sword. Pretty strange sword. I've never seen anything like it. Do you like it? It's a souvenir I got while I was traveling the Eastern Kingdoms. Wait, you've been to the Eastern Kingdoms? I thought Wyvern had a strict policy preventing people from crossing the border. Well, I didn't exactly enter legally. You quickly glance at the guard of the cell. He doesn't seem to be listening. Please don't make a habit of telling people that. You're in enough trouble as it is. Yeah. Look at the cute little pouty face. Alright, we definitely shouldn't show her the autopsy, but she asked in case. Nope. Show her my badge. Show her how pretty it is. Oh, damn it. I want to show her the badge. Right, we know what that is. Mage Blade. Does she know this guy? Oh, no. I don't think there's a profile I can show her. Really? Ruby? Maybe her dad? Let's have a look. No. Okay. Me. Damn it. Oh, I bet she's got a lot to say about me. Right, the trial. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us the trial. No, there's no need to apologize. I can hear noises again. Like, if anyone was here, my dog would bark. I don't like it. You did great. But it's only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would have happened. I still don't understand though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body? I'm trying to put my mouse in the corner. Right, those traces of magic are on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magical residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They only linger around for 48 hours. Oh, you're kidding me. And that gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell is cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day? I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning. For God's sake. That explains why there was a trace on the sword at least. Did the trace on my sword leave the magical trace on my dad's body? No. Magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made. Really? What does that mean then? Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on it at the time. The magical I can't speak today. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence. I can't believe this. Let's talk to her about her pops. Could you tell me more about your dad? Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened. No, it's okay. If it helps, I'll try my best to answer your questions. Were you two close? We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mom. Even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until what? Maybe it's to do with the argument they had. I was just thinking, you know, the fact that he was murdered. Is there anything else? Oh, the argument. I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Would you tell me about what happened? For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if you even mentioned magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. It's got to be something to do with her mum. So I hid my magic from my family. But why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it. Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. Most mages are in the nobility. So people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic. So that's why she's a mercenary. That does make a lot of sense. Celeste McCoy learned magic so she could support her family as a mercenary. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. So he didn't know. I didn't know he didn't know. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me. He told me that I betrayed him and his family. I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how that must have felt. I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, and I learned to use it anyway. He showed me so much love, and I just threw it all away. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you. No, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me, and he died hating me. You feel a sharp pain in your chest as you see that thought. No, he loved you. Everybody has arguments. Every family has arguments. Like, it's natural that they're obviously going to fight over this. Like, that's a big thing to be keeping from your dad. But, like, Jesus, he did not love you because of it. This hurts. I think, is that it for her? Oh, the locked door. Oh, does she have a key? So, there's a locked door in the tavern. It's at the very end of the hallway upstairs. The Inquisition probably searched it already, but I just wanted to investigate it to make sure. A locked room at the end of the hallway? I think that's my room. She thinks. How long has she lived here? Do you know how I could get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated. You feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste. What's that look for? Not for anything like that. I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything weird. Sorry, you're right. Here, you can use this key to get inside. Celeste's bedroom key has been added to your notes. Heck yeah. Shall we do that? Or should I save it till the next episode? I'm gonna make this episode a little bit longer so we can head to Celeste's room. But first, I want to save again. A lot of saving, a lot of cheeky saves. Move. Celeste's bedroom. Oh, that's cute. Here we go. Oh, not what I imagined, to be honest. You use the key to enter Celeste's room. Why has she got a whole ass dining table for, like, how many different people? Why would she need that many? There's 8 seats on that table. There's only her in there. You use the key to enter Celeste's room. However, you're startled when you notice that someone else is already inside. Who? Hello? Who the heck are you? I've already told you knights everything that I know. What more do you... Oh, aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Jolene McCoy. I'm Celeste's mother. Oh, for some reason I assumed Jolene was dead. Like, nobody mentioned her. Like, I thought it was just Celeste and her dad. Oh. Oh, okay. I was at the trial this morning. I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for my daughter. So this is Celeste's mother. She might be able to tell you more about Flintheart. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking in the background. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? Of course, I'll do anything I can to help. I'm guessing she wouldn't want to see everything, like the autopsy and that. She's been through enough. Oh. I think my family's home. Give me a second. Why do I have a sneaky feeling that the mom is having an affair with the guy that killed Flintheart, maybe? I don't know. I don't know why that just suddenly came to my mind. I was just letting my mum back for the front door. And I just thought, huh. What if the mother is something to do with it? She doesn't seem very upset that her daughter is in prison or going to visit her, and the fact that the daughter never mentions her I find very weird, because I honestly thought her mum was... In all honesty, talk about your daughter first. Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become a part of your family? It all happened many years ago, back when the McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. That's so sad. Was she dumped because she's a mage? And that baby was Celeste? Yeah. Flintheart and I had always wanted a child. I thought Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realised that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care though, I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. So the mum knew, but the dad had no idea. So the mum's obviously a very good liar. Flintheart must have noticed too, but I think he didn't want to believe it. It's my fault. I shouldn't have forced him to see the truth. Ah, sneaky sneaky. Tell me about your hubby. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them. But on that night, it's like he was furious at Celeste specifically because she was a mage. Oh, you must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when their argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about any of this, but years ago, Flintheart had a sister named Effie. When we were all children, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. Oh no, he was the son of the ruling noble at the time. Where have we heard that name before? Garrick Pierce, isn't that the nobleman that was speaking with Steelwind earlier? I knew he had to be linked somehow, because otherwise there's no, like, trace of him ever being there, really, you know? We were all inseparable at the time. He'd always sneak into town to play with us against his family's wishes. They probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then. But everything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. One day, when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells that he'd learned. He was told not to use his magic without his instructor there, but he was just too excited. He began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. He lost control and fatally wounded Effie. Oh my god. Okay, so that's why Flintheart called him a murderer. Because he killed his sister. Okay. All making sense now. I'm sorry, that must have been traumatizing for all of you. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used their connections to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flynn Hart's family into keeping quiet. Okay. After that, the official story was that Effie had been mauled by a wolf. That's not surprising. The nobility seldom take responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake like that. Flynn Hart's sister died during an accident involving Garrick Pierce and his magic. Ever since then, he's hated magic and the mages who wield them. But his daughter wasn't going to do anything like that. She seems a lot more put together, maybe, than this Garrick was. You know, he was an excitable little boy. She's 19. Like, I think she can, you know, take care of herself with the magic. Something changed in Flynn Hart after that. He began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually, he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that he'd gotten under his banner was terrifying. There was even a talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Oh, he loved her. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks her father hated her because she was a mage. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. Exactly. After seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades I'd seen him genuinely happy. They must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story? Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved, the lotus juice. I think it was called lotus juice or something like that. Was he prepping some of it for her when she came back to apologise? Flynn Hart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favours with some of his revolutionary friends. Oh my god, this is so sad. But in the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it were the only bottle of lotus juice in the region. Wait a minute. Lotus juice? Is that the bottle that Flynn bought? You show her a picture of the shattered bottle that you found next to his body. It is! Oh no, he was going to surprise her with it. I found the broken pieces next to Flynn Hart's. Well, I found them in the dining area. That's strange. He'd been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? He was holding it, so maybe he was planning to surprise her with it when she got back. By way of apology, right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument, coincidentally. So it wasn't just laying around in the bar. He decided to retrieve it. Shattered remains of a glass bottle. He was holding it and dropped it during the murder. It contained Celeste's favourite drink, lotus juice. Alright, you think you've investigated everything you can for now, but there's still one last thing you need to do. You ready yourself for one last conversation with Celeste. Oh, that's it. I think that's all we can do here. I want to look around the room though. It's a fancy looking bed. Celeste had it custom made. Wouldn't something like this be really expensive? It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently she was making a lot of gold from her job as a mercenary, so she knew that as well. But Dad didn't, right? I still wish she'd get a less dangerous job. Oh, so did he know? Oh, I was under the impression he didn't know. A table with several chairs must be used for entertaining guests. Doesn't look like it's seen much use. Oh, this one's so cute. It's a painting, it looks like a Pokemon gym leader. It's a painting of a woman with some sort of aquatic animal. Oh, I love that painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. Supposedly that woman is named Madeline Kipling. From what I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. I think the animal in this painting is called a fey kip. Celeste told me she really likes them. That's interesting. You weren't aware that these kinds of creatures even existed. Ah, okay. So what's this final conversation with Celeste? I'm kind of nervous before we go into the next trial. Move to the Inquisition barracks. Literally thought her mum was dead. Did you forget something? Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about. Oh? Earlier you said something that I just can't let go. You said your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true. Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. You desperately want to reach out to her. If she keeps believing that he hated her, that thought will eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone. Oh, okay, what's our dark past? He's just lying to make me feel better. It looks like it won't be that simple. Gosh, this poor girl. You'll need to win an argument if you want her to see the truth. Oh god, so we've got to have another argument? Oh my god. I wonder if she knew about the sister. Likely that she did. Right, Celeste's closure. Celeste believes her dad died hating her. You need to convince her. Here we go. Time for the glowy eyes. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it. But everyone knows my father hated mages. He's always hated magic. There's no reason behind it. Yes, there is. The death of his sister. Now, how can I prove that? How can I prove it? Testimony. Here. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much. What? When Flintheart was a child, he had a younger sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic. I never knew. How could she not know? It's her dad. I mean, she was adopted, but I would have thought he would have told her at some point. That doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. It was selfish of me to learn magic, but she did it for her family. I knew how much he hated it, and I still learned to use it anyway. Magic killed someone he loved. No wonder he was furious. Oh, that little face is so cute. It was something she said, right? So she could support her family. But you didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after the tavern was shut down. You're a good person, Celeste. And you did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that. Shut up! What? Shut up! Just stop it! Whatever composure she had before is slowly breaking down. You weren't there. You didn't hear what he said to me. In his final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him. I could see it in his eyes. There's no way he would ever forgive me. Oh, the lotus juice. Oh, sweetie baby. We did get you some lotus juice. Take a look at this picture, Celeste. What? A shattered bottle? Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice? Do you know where I found this? On the floor of your family's inn. What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it in Wyvengard. Your father knew how much you love this drink. He called in quite a few favours just so he could have it imported for you. What? He did that? Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything. That doesn't change anything. If he did all that for me, it was before he knew about my secret. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth. That's not true at all. What the hell would you know about him? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know how he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he could ever forgive me for what I did. It's not just the fact that he bought that drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it shattered. What do you mean? Your mother said that the bottle was stowed in her room before your argument. But I found the shattered bottle in the lobby, where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. That can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument had ended. What? Why would he have it? It's because he was going to give it you, Celeste. He was gonna give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you. He was gonna apologize? This is so freaking sad. He never got to apologize, and then she never got to, like, say goodbye. Your father loved you, Celeste, and as tragic as it is, he was gonna try to apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter working as a mercenary of all things. Come on, Dad. Oh yeah, he did know. You know I can handle myself. I don't doubt it. But you shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes. They closed the inn, Dad. We won't be able to survive unless I do this. Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. Green shot. And we'll love you until the day we die. I'm gonna cry. Dad, how could I ever think that... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad. Celeste had barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realizations finally causing her to break down. She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you. In this cold, dark place, she probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. You're caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions. Argument 1. I love that it's called arguments. Like, they're just chats, but like... It seems so serious when they're called arguments. Are you feeling better? Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time. She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started. Thank you. Is everything really going to be okay? I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. It doesn't matter who stands in my way, even if they're a man, king, or god. You're completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before? Please forget about that. Anyways, take some time to rest. Trial's gonna resume soon. And with that, you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. Oh yeah. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned. Oh god, here we go. Has Pierce told you all of the details, Mr. Rudolph? I'm sure he has, because he's getting Mr. Rudolph to cover up for him. Will you remember them? Yes, I pride myself on my eidetic memory. Of course he has a freaking eidetic memory. Just so there are no misunderstandings. I do not approve of this. So does she know he's the killer? You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. Oh, I said it. I said the word. Oops. We don't know what sorts of tricks Ruby Tamura might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. She needs to come to our side. She needs to help us. No. We are not doing any more. Let's go. That's ended up being a much longer episode than I thought. Right, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know what your favourite part of the episode was and if you'd like to see this game continued here on the channel. I'm really having a lot of fun with it. I hope y'all are too. Hoping to get another episode out soon. So stay hydrated, take care of yourselves and all that funky jazz. And I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye everyone.